You ever hear a story that doesn't just creep you out, but sticks with you for days? Not some ghost tale or slasher movie. I'm talking about something that really happened. Something real. The story of Jeffrey Dahmer is one of the most disturbing, unbelievable, and haunting cases in American history. A man who lived in plain sight, held down a job, chatted with neighbors, went out for beers like anyone else. But behind the door of his small apartment, he was doing things that sound like they came straight out of a horror film. Only this wasn't fiction. This was very, very real. So let's rewind. Back to the beginning. Jeffrey Lionel Dahmer was born on May 21st, 1960, in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. His father, Lionel, was a research chemist. His mother, Joyce, struggled with severe mental health issues, depression, anxiety, and heavy medication that left her emotionally unavailable. Their home wasn't physically violent, but it wasn't nurturing either. Lots of fights. Lots of silence. Dahmer didn't grow up feeling loved or connected. He wasn't abused in the typical sense, but something was missing. That emotional bond never really formed. And that disconnect stuck with him. When he was 4, Jeffrey had surgery for a double hernia. Nothing major, but afterward, his parents said he changed. The bright, energetic little boy they knew suddenly became quiet, withdrawn, detached, like a light inside him had dimmed. As a kid, Dahmer didn't really fit in. He had a few friends here and there, but nothing that lasted. He spent most of his time alone, wandering through the woods, collecting dead animals, dissecting roadkill. He told people he liked the sound bones made when they clinked together. It wasn't just a phase. It was a warning sign. By high school, things had gotten worse. He was drinking during the day, sneaking booze into school in a soda bottle and sipping it between classes. At 16, he was already a full-blown alcoholic. Teachers noticed. Students noticed. But no one intervened. And during this time, Jeffrey started coming to terms with the fact that he was gay. But this was the 1970s. Conservative town. Religious environment. No support. So he buried it deep. And inside, something darker started growing. He didn't fantasize about love or connection. His fantasies were about control. Stillness. Silence. He wanted someone who couldn't leave. June 1978. Just weeks after graduating high school, Dahmer picks up a hitchhiker, Stephen Hicks. They head back to his parents' place, have a few beers, hang out. But when Hicks says he's ready to go, Dahmer panics. He doesn't want to be alone again. So, he grabs a dumbbell, hits him over the head, strangles him. Then he dismembers the body, smashes the bones, and scatters them in the woods. It's horrifying. But what's even more chilling? No one suspected a thing. He was 18 years old. That was his first murder. After that, nothing. For nearly a decade, Dahmer tried to lead a normal life. Enrolled at Ohio State University, dropped out after one semester, then joined the army as a medic, stationed in Germany. But his drinking got worse. Eventually, he was discharged. He bounced around Florida, Ohio, and ended up living with his grandma in West Allis, Wisconsin. She loved him, tried to help, took him to church, encouraged him to stay sober. But at night, he was cruising gay bars, bringing men home. Some of them never left. In 1987, Dahmer met Stephen Twomey at a bar. They rented a hotel room. Dahmer claimed he blacked out and woke up to find Twomey dead beside him. Instead of calling the police, he went out, bought a suitcase, stuffed the body in it, and took it back to his grandma's basement. There, he dismembered it. Quietly. Methodically. And from that point on, the killings didn't stop. From 1987 to 1991, Dahmer murdered 16 more men and boys. He had a routine. Lure them back to his apartment with promises of cash, alcohol, or modeling gigs. Drug them. Strangle them. Sometimes worse. What makes Dahmer's case truly terrifying isn't just the body count. It's what he did after. He didn't just kill. He posed the bodies, photographed them, kept skulls, hearts, genitals, even ate parts of them. He tried to create living zombies by drilling into their skulls and injecting acid, hoping they'd stay alive, but completely obedient. It sounds like science fiction, but it happened, in an apartment with pink blinds and a fish tank. And somehow no one caught him. There were warning signs. Neighbors complained about smells, screams, strange noises. But nothing happened. Then came May 1991. A 14-year-old boy named Konorak Synthesumphone managed to escape Dahmer's apartment. He was disoriented, bleeding, terrified. Neighbors called 911. Cops showed up, but Dahmer calmly explained it was just a lover's spat. They believed him. They even walked Konorak back inside. An hour later, he was dead. Here's the gut punch. 3 years earlier, Dahmer had been convicted of molesting Konorak's older brother. But no one put the pieces together. Finally, in July 1991, Tracy Edwards, another potential victim, escaped. He ran through the streets in handcuffs, flagged down police, and led them back to Dahmer's apartment. What they found inside? Unimaginable. A human head in the fridge, body parts in the freezer, a vat of acid, drawers full of Polaroids. One cop reportedly ran outside and vomited. It was like stepping into a nightmare. Dahmer confessed. Openly. He described everything, calmly, coldly. He pled guilty but claimed insanity. The jury said no. He knew what he was doing. He was sentenced to 15 life terms, totaling 937 years in prison. But he didn't last long. In 1994, another inmate, Christopher Scarver, beat him to death in the prison bathroom. Some called it karma. Others said it was closure. But for the families of the victims, the pain never really ended. The Dahmer case changed things. It exposed failures in law enforcement, showed how racism, homophobia, and neglect let a killer go unnoticed for so long. Most of Dahmer's victims were men of color. Many were immigrants, runaways, or from low-income backgrounds. They were overlooked, ignored, dismissed. It also sparked conversations about mental health, trauma, and how deeply isolation can twist a person. Because Jeffrey Dahmer didn't wear a mask. He wasn't hiding in the shadows. He lived in the city, went to the mall, listened to music, smiled at strangers. He was the guy next door. This isn't the kind of story that ends neatly. There's no bow to tie it up with. But maybe that's the point. It's a reminder to pay attention, to listen when people say something's wrong, to care, even when it's uncomfortable. Because sometimes the scariest monsters aren't hiding. They're out in the open. If you made it this far, thank you for watching. If this story left an impact, go ahead and hit that like button. It helps others find the channel. And if you're into deep dives into true crime, human psychology, and the stories that keep you up at night, make sure to subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss the next one. Stay curious, stay safe, and take care of each other.